Okay, so welcome back to my channel, guys. In my last video, we had talked about the budget 2024, how it has affected the Indian markets. In case you haven't seen that video, I'll obviously link it up over here for you to go and see it. I'll also add the link in the description. In that video, I had explained in detail about what the budget was and what sectors is it affecting. So I had also talked about the whole stock market chart. I had showed you how it is going to go up or how it's going to go down. How does Bank Nifty look like and everything in detail. So this time, what I will talk about is what happened after the budget. Okay, there have been a lot of things that happened after the budget which did not allow the stock market to go according to its technical journey. So basically, what I mean is, whenever you are trading in the stock market, there are two things that affect the stock market. One is obviously the technical side of the stock market, which is how the chart looks like, what the pattern is and everything. But there is also a news side of it, which is based on the news, what happens, what is happening in the world, how is that affecting the stock market. So sometimes what happens is, even if the technicals are showing very strong and it is showing that the markets are going to go high, but if the news is not that strong, if someone has been killed or there is an attack that happens, so there's a virus that spreads out, then it becomes very tough for the whole market, right? So in detail, I'll be talking about what has happened just after the budget. So let's get started. So what happened after the budget, right? Let's get to that point. There was a meeting of the US Feds. So what do I even mean by the Feds is the FOMC, which is the Federal Open Market Committee. This is the committee that decides the rate cuts. This is the committee that even decides whether the rates are going to be held or like how is it going to like work. And if the committee decides that the rates are going to be cut, there are going to be rate cuts, then the markets are immediately going to shift in the red, right? This is how important it is. And what do I even mean by these rates? Like, what are these rates and what are these cuts, right? The federal funds rate is the Fed's main benchmark interest rate that influences how much consumers pay to borrow and how much they are paid to save. And based on these particular rates, the markets can change drastically, right? And this is what has happened now. And this is like, even if there is a 0.25% increase in the rates, then the markets can vary like a huge amount of the market can be changed. A lot of the sentiments of the market can be changed. The markets can go up, can go down drastically. And this is the thing that happened was the biggest surprise, right? So basically what had happened was a lot of the market predictors, a lot of the brokers were kind of predicting that the Feds are going to have rate cuts and the markets are going to go down and stuff like that. However, to the biggest surprise, the rates were on hold. And Jeremy Powell signaled that there could be potential rate cuts in the next meeting, which will be in September. Post this particular announcement, the market surged on top. And there were a lot of gold stocks that, like literally boomed up. And that is how the markets reacted first. But however, there was a major fall that happened on Friday. Now, why did this fall even happen? There are three factors to it. Number one was global cues. There were the top markets, which were the US markets, the Asia markets. They plunged because the economic growth was kind of, slowing down in those particular regions. This was number one. Number two was there were huge valuation concerns. There was concerns on valuations, which were like, because the markets have been rising so much, the markets have gone so high now that all the stock market predictors, all the analysts are signaling that there is going to be a potential correction at this particular juncture. So because of this, the markets are kind of falling down now because a lot of the people, and why do even markets fall, right? When, say, suppose if you're buying tomatoes, okay, at 100 rupees, okay, and you know that the price is supposed to be 100 rupees, right? But the demand is very high. If the demand is very high, you can obviously like increase the price to 120 rupees and people will still buy tomatoes from you. But the moment the tomatoes are like not in demand and everyone does not want to buy tomatoes, you will have to bring down the price like 70 rupees or something like that so that people are still buying it, right? And this is what happens with the market. The moment someone has bought it at 120 rupees and now they are scared that 120 rupees से वो 70 rupees पे आ जाएगा, तो सब लोग 120 rupees पे sell करने लग जाते हैं, and then the price comes dropping down to 70 rupees and then everyone buys again at 70 rupees and then sells at 120, and this is how it works, right? The third particular factor which kind of messed it up for everyone is when Israel claimed on Thursday that Mohammed Deif, the head of Hamas's military, was killed in an Israeli attack in Gaza last month. So when this happened, this came like just a day after the group's political leader, which was Ismail Hani, was killed in the capital of Iran, which was Tehran, right? So when these major killings happened, which is happening in Israel and Gaza, obviously the markets start crashing again, because there was even the Ukrainian war that happened. The markets crashed like a lot. And I think this is what I meant by that particular political news part, where the moment the news starts getting a little messed up, it starts affecting the market also. And this is how it has affected the markets. So let's see now how the stock markets are looking for the next week, and what is going to happen in the next week, how the stock markets have looked after the budget. This was the first week after the budget. And yeah, let's see how things are working out. Okay, so here I've opened the Nifty graph, which is the Nifty 50 graph, which is also the Sensex graph. Like, they have the same graphs. Okay, and as you can see here, I had predicted that the markets are going to go up. And from here, the markets have gone up for 4 days continuously. And it has been an upward trend. Like I had said, technically, the market was showing that it was going to break out. And it kind of did break out, but it was almost like a false breakout, because as soon as it reached Thursday, on Friday, there was the attack on Gaza, which happened, because of which the markets fell. And there was a gap down. You can see this whole gap in the market, which is a gap down opening followed by candle in red, right? And the markets are still kind of changing at the moment itself, because I'm recording this on Friday. And you can see that there is a 20 moving average support over here, which is probably going to crash. And I think you will have the next support somewhere around 24,200. Somewhere there will be the next support. So I think there should be a correction in the next week, which will mean that the market is going to go down from Monday onwards. There might also be like some days where the markets are going to go up and going to go down. But overall, it's a consolidation kind of a phase that will happen for the next coming weeks. So yeah, let's go to Bank Nifty. If you see the same thing for Bank Nifty has already come below 20 moving average, and it is now touching the 50 moving average. Here also you can probably expect some correction in the market for the next couple of days, post which the market might even break the 50 moving average, might take support, and then after some days or some weeks of consolidation, maybe then it will start rising again. If you even see the CNX IT, which is the Nifty IT, it has already broken below the 25 moving average. And here, if you have seen, there's been a whole rally which has happened. If I can even show you this over here. As you can see, this has been a whole rally, and this is probably the point where the market kind of reached. You can see this graph. It has started over here, and automatically, even with the indicator, you can see that the market has reached this particular point, and here is where the profit booking even started. And the markets have started crashing from there. There's a correction which has happened, but I think it's gonna go down even more, because this was the peak point, right? And yeah, I think that's about it. And for the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a correction in the market, and the markets are going to be kind of volatile only because of everything that has been spoken about. But yeah, I think this was about it from me. And if you guys have any questions which are like related to the stock market, do drop in the comment section below, and I will address them. And yeah, if you watched the video till here, thank you so much. Lots of love for all the support, and thank you so much for all the support and sheer love that I'm getting from all of you guys. So yeah, see you in the next video.